conference will now be recorded.
Goes green.
Oh, I can't go far, can I?
Yeah, you can't go that far back. You're in the power area.
You know, the worms from outside crawl inside.
All those millipedes.
Yes. Saturday night I did cash from City Hall, and it's like the March of the Worms.
Welcome to the October 27th Community Redevelopment Agency meeting. Ricardo, may I have the roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Lance Smith. Here. Jody Wilkerson.
Here.
Charles Proctor.
Here.
Kenneth Burgess.
Here.
Stephen Spina.
Here.
Mayor Munson.
Here.
William Poe. Here. Matthew Maggard.
Here. Did he say you? All right, thank you. Okay, we'll proceed with the business items. Do I have a motion to approve the CRA meeting minutes of September 22nd?
Chair, I move that we approve Mr. Chair, I move that we approve business items 1.1 through 1.4.
Second.
Oh, wait a
Second,
minute.
that's
I'm sorry,
not a
those,
consent
I'm sorry, those are
agenda.
not consent
I know.
items. Let me
Oh,
redo
start over.
that. Mr. Chairman, may I present to the council a motion to approve the CRA minutes from September 22nd, 2025.
Second. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No nays, motion passes. Item 1.2, approval of agreement 372514 with Clifton Larson Allen for CRA audit services.
This is for the annual audit. It was included in the approved budget. We have Finance Director Ted Beeson here tonight. If you have any questions about it, it's a standard thing. It has to be done.
And it's the same firm that's doing the city's audit as well.
Same
Yes.
agreements that the
Right.
council approved last week.
Right,
Yep.
Okay. All right. Any questions or comments? Do I have a motion to
Move approval of
approve?
this item, Mr. Chair.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No, all, motion approved. 1.3, approval statement of work CA 25-02 for Clifton Larson Allen for assertion-based examination services. This goes with the other item, Ms. Hamilton.
That is correct.
Okay.
Again, it's in the approved budget. It's the same as what you have done in the past. And Ted is here if you have any questions.
All right, thank you.
Ted Beeson, Finance Director. They separated out into two parts.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right. Do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No nays, motion approved. 1.4, 8th Street and Oakside Cemetery streetscape improvements.
Okay,
Now we get into.
so now we're getting into it.
Yay.
And let me just say before we start, I know that you think that we have a light agenda tonight because I only have one item, but we have many, many items to go under the director's report. So as you see in the papers that you have in front of you, if you would like them put up on the screen, Ricardo can do that. I just thought that this was easier to read because it has to be turned. Since it's been so long since we first started this project, and I'll give you a quick rundown. It was 8th Street, Cemetery, and 5th Avenue from 301 to 1st.
Mhm.
We had to pull after the first RFQ or RFP, I'm sorry, RFP, we had to pull 5th Avenue out because the county and the state are going back and forth, shouldn't say going back and forth. The state cannot turn over that section of the roadway until they make improvements to the road, which they already have under contract until April of 2026. So we removed that section. We're down to Oakside Cemetery and the improvements on 8th. In this first drawing, what you have is 8th Street. We're going to redo the planter wall that's next to Vintage Chicks. And we're going to make it a wider sidewalk right up here. So we'll get rid of those plantings and that side portion and create a wide sidewalk. Sure.
Now that's up high, is that, sorry, that's up really high. So is that all going to be torn down and go to the ground level?
No, it will stay that level and there will be a railing across it. So a stainless steel railing. And before I forget, tonight we have Johnny Santos with Wharton Smith, who stepped in after the third bidding of this job, and they were all overbid from what we had in our budget. And I should say the third time, they were the only ones that bid because they have a relationship with the city and the CRA needed some help in getting this done. They stepped in and did the bid. It is a construction manager at risk. So in your backup, all of the information is there if you have any questions about anything that's in the list. And if I need help explaining what the construction work is, I'm going to call on Johnny to stand up and help me explain it. But back to 8th Street.
Okay,
8th
so
Street,
let me
go ahead.
build on to ask a question about what you've said. So out at 8th Street and 5th Avenue, it's like a slanted, there's steps up and there's a kind of planter. So that's coming away. 8th Street will be widened.
No, 8th Street will not be widened.
The sidewalk will be
The
widened.
sidewalk will be
So,
widened.
but
It will stay
what
within the
will be-
curbing.
Along, what will be at, if I'm standing on 5th Avenue, as 8th Street, what will I be looking at? And I'm short. What will I be looking at?
You will be looking at the sidewalk and the railing and landscaping on the side.
But will there be a concrete wall there or something?
Yes.
And then,
Yes,
so
Yes.
if I'm standing in the road,
retaining wall, that's the word I'm looking for.
all right, if I'm in the road, there will be a block wall there. And then from the top view, it'll be a wider sidewalk, planters, and the railing.
Yes. Great description, thank you.
Can you,
Appreciate the help.
Yeah,
can
I'm
you
not
talk a
sure I
little bit
like
about the
that
concept?
Block
What-
wall part.
Sorry.
though.
Sorry, sir.
I'm sorry?
I'm not sure I like the block wall part.
Um,
On me. Please turn
Okay.
off your phones if they.
Yes.
I left mine upstairs.
sorry.
But we will also have enhanced
Sorry.
landscaping in there. Also, the idea is to connect, connect Fifth, Eighth to the backyard and to the parking at City Hall. The trees will all have lights in them, the big bulb lights that are shown on your second page here.
I'm sorry, Ms. Hamilton, I had a question about the same thing that Councilman Smith had. I mean, Commissioner Spina had, and that is currently there's a 4-foot sidewalk, then there's about a 30-inch to 40-inch planter. People use that planter as a bench. Like when I was downtown this weekend, there were kids lined up all along that. And then there's the landscaping, and then it comes directly down to the curb, right? So then there's no circulation on that side of the street. Is that still the plan? And that's kind of what I'm looking at here in the
Yes.
plan.
And the idea is also that the sidewalk will be wider all the way down on that side so that we can put a bench or something for people to sit on.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So the white part in here is the retaining wall.
That is the
Planter.
construction area. This is what they're going to redo.
Right, but within that area is a white area. There looks like sidewalk. or-
Yes, all of that is going to
The
be.
white is the retaining wall.
Or
I
I
planter?
think
You probably-
if you go to the first page,
I'm on the first page.
you're at the first page. So at the very bottom,
There's a
you see the
section.
existing sidewalk that's at
Oh, I'm
grade
sorry.
on the left-hand side of this depiction down here.
Mhm.
So you can see the dash line shows the existing contour of that sloped landscape area.
Mhm.
Yes.
That hard black line will create the new sidewalk, the raised sidewalk. And then as you step down to grade, at grade level of the road, you see the sidewalk. It says existing sidewalk. Then it goes into existing planter. So the sidewalk or the terrace area will go from, I think it's 6 foot wide now, roughly, to probably
4 feet. it
10,
looks like.
10, 12 feet. So there'll be enough space that we'll be able to put, like Gail saying, some benches up there if we choose.
And if you look at the letter or the information there, it says remove the planter and expand
Yeah,
the
that'd be
upper
the street.
sidewalk for a seating terrace.
Right, but I think then to go to what Commissioner Wilson was saying, there's not going to be a wall area to sit on.
No,
Okay. You're
we'll
gonna,
put in benches.
you'll have benches or something, because she was saying they were sitting on existing wall.
Yeah, they were sitting
And-
on that crumbling
Yeah.
faster thing.
Now, I'm a little apprehensive about the retaining wall, like how it's going to look, but on the other hand, it's got to be safer than really having side steps walking right into a road.
Right,
So-
And we already have that condition over next to the brewery too,
right.
where there's an elevated, there's an
That's
elevated
true.
area.
That's, all right,
seating
okay,
area.
all right. Now I can visualize it better. All right, I'm good.
Okay. And the whole idea is, again, we'll talk later in the meeting about Clock Plaza. The idea is to connect Clock Plaza, Fifth Avenue, 8th Street, the backyard, parking here at City Hall and at the library. And once the 6th Avenue work gets done, the connection through the alleyway to Fifth Avenue and Fifth Avenue through the alley, we're going to redo the alley. So all of this is to try and connect. As we've talked before, we've got to grow downtown. Can't just have the 3 blocks of Fifth Avenue. We've got to grow 8th Street, both sides, 9th Street, both sides.
Okay.
Any other questions? Any questions of our,
Thank you. Mr. Chair, if I could, do you think there's enough to where we could do like small table seating? So if you got something to eat, maybe at Tina and Joe's or wherever, you could go kind of sit there. That'd be a pretty good little spot to
Yes.
eat lunch or whatever, you know.
Yes,
So-
and I also see it as a great place to people watch during our events, to, sit on a Sunday afternoon. Eventually, we're going to have enhanced things at the Clock Plaza. Great place to sit and watch what's going on there as well.
Now, these are the actual construction costs
They are.
and management costs. This is everything total.
Yes, it's a guaranteed maximum price. Now, I will tell you that it's a guaranteed maximum price. There are some variables in there. If we need GIS service or ground penetrating radar out at Oakside at the cemetery, because we are running it so close to the road, that's in there. If there's any, but they have guaranteed that it will not exceed the price, and it is within my budgeted amount. Where the last one was just said 1.3 million. So this is much less.
That was for all three though.
No,
Oh, just these two? Oh,
Yes.
wow.
And was, oh, I'm sorry. sir.
Much better.
and the issue is it's too big for our local contractors to meet the city's requirements. And it's too small for a larger company to just come in and do these two projects. So
Okay.
One other quick question, and that is, has there been some value engineering? Is that how we were able to get under the
Yes.
300? And what are we sacrificing for that? Just like top three. Where's the big savings?
if you'll step,
And please state your name. Oh, sorry.
John Selling, pre-construction, Warren Smith. I worked on these projects. One item was the light bulbs going into the bulbs on the north side closer to 6th Avenue. We supplemented a different light manufacturer for that to get the same appearance, but we saved money on that, along with the brick that's going on the retaining wall. So when you're looking at the new sidewalk, I know someone said there's going to be just a block wall. We're actually putting brick on that to make it look nice. You're not just going to look at an exposed brick, ugly wall. And then we have a stainless steel cable rail going around to protect the
Right.
people that are on top. We value
Okay.
engineered that as well to
Those are
cut down on
nice.
costs.
I like
Thank
that.
you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Good,
Thank you.
good solutions without like a lot of aesthetic compromise.
Yeah, in addition to cost savings as well, we're going to go ahead and explore owner direct purchase as well on a couple items, specifically the fencing that we're looking at, the benches, and potentially the either the light pole or the globes. So we can go ahead and go through the process of potentially going ahead and have tax savings associated with that as well. In addition to that, with our GMP guaranteed maximum price that we have in there as well, there are some allowances that we talked about a minute ago and or contingencies that are in there. In the event that those items aren't used, they're identified separately within the actual GMP. So anything that's not used, it goes right back to you, the owner. And if we do need to use it for whatever reason, it's going to be a process where we have to get authority or get approval from you first before using it to make sure that it's being used for the right purpose. So like I said, at the end of the day, whatever doesn't get used out of all those funds goes right back to you, the owner, to either use it for more enhancements, or it's just going to be savings at the end is going to go back to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
thank you.
I had a question on the lighting. So, I mean, I know these are just representations, but are we going to have the ability to have colors like that too, or
No, it's
it's
this
just
and,
the
and
globes
I-
and stuff?
I think we did talk about that. Could we put color in those lights? It's just.
They're
bulbs, is
LEDs,
it not?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about in the uplighting that you could change for the season, like a green and red for Christmas and orange for Halloween, that type of thing, where we have the ability to do
Easy
that
to
kind of
do,
stuff.
yes.
Oh, and then, okay.
Easy to do based on price. Let's,
That is
before we
correct.
say,
That is
let's,
correct.
let's
That is
verify the
correct.
price on that. Before we say it's easy to do and then we have to come back and say, hey, we couldn't do it.
Well, you're not going to. So, and the construction will actually start next month with the demolition of things and,
Yes, we've got to work out the sequencing of how this is going to happen because we don't want to tear up 8th Street while 6 is under construction as well.
good idea.
So we'll sit down with Wharton Smith and Public Works and come up with a plan on which to tackle and how to tackle it.
All right, thank you. Okay, any other questions, or?
One more, sorry. And this is it, I promise. You mentioned benches.
Mhm.
We must have a consistency throughout the city. I mean, it's one thing to have one type of bench at Veterans Park, for example, but it should be the same kind of bench that we have in Hercules and the same kind of bench that we have in Zephyr Park. That way we can buy these things in volume and get a better price. And so, you know, I know we spent a lot of money on the curved benches, the aluminum benches downtown. You know, I would like to, if we can, stay with the same manufacturer or something, you know, at least it looks similar so that we don't have a mishmatch of different kinds of benches all over town, please.
And I mean, just so that I get everybody's opinion back on this, we originally, when they did the design of Hercules, it was this idea that downtown would have one look because it's the historic downtown. Hercules needed to complement what we were doing, but not replicate it in the downtown. And the same thing for for Zephyr Park. So would you rather us have all of the benches the same?
Well, if
Well,
you,
they're not now. I mean, the ones
They're not.
downtown, the aluminum things. Why did you tear down existing things in front of the theater just to put aluminum benches back?
Because the repair of those things, whatever, what did you call those?
Seats.
The capstones was astronomical in repairing
But
them.
those are different already than what's at Hercules, so.
Yes, they are different.
and
that's,
they're not particularly historic either. I'd just like for us to have, you know, a design team think about what is the character of these spaces? And like we have all this new signage, and the signage is the same at each location. But each, you know, like for example, the parks aren't so different in terms of character that they need to have completely different benches and garbage garbage cans and
Right,
things like that.
right. I agree
Whereas
with
the
you.
historic district probably does need to have its own look.
Yes,
Thank you.
and-
I won't
and-
belabor that any longer.
Okay.
And the benches here, they're a little short.
Yeah.
We will
And no
take-
arms for people to be able to get up and down.
Right.
Elderly people.
Any other comments or, okay, do we have a motion to approve or
Move approval.
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. No nays. Motion passes.
All right.
You're in trouble, boy.
All right. CRA Director's Report.
Before we move on to my director's
Let's
report,
do the Main Street guy first so he doesn't get squeezed out.
that is correct. He's
All right.
got, he's got basketball tonight, so I
He's
told
had a
him
long
that I
day,
would
I'm
let him
sure.
go.
He's probably a little tired.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
Good. How are you
Great.
doing?
Great job on
I'm
Saturday.
good. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm happy.
Great job, Saturday.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate everyone that was there. Let's stay right there for a second. So this is a picture from this weekend. I mean, I couldn't be more happy. The board is ecstatic right now. The crowd, the turnout was amazing. And I got to see some pictures, even though I didn't see everyone there. I got to see some pictures of people there. I ran to Steve trying to sneak out with some pizza, but I caught him before he left. Yeah, it was a great turnout. So we're very happy. We're just moving towards the next event. If you want to know the truth, you can go. I'm not there yet. Yes. So, but I do have it. So I just wanted to touch first of all on our social media because this was probably one of our most well publicized and promoted events we've done in some time. I was blown away by our Instagram. Obviously, we're up 34% on Facebook. We're up on followers, but 104 increase, I just think is amazing. And that is all thanks to our social media intern and the promotions of people. When we're around, we're telling everybody, hey, follow us, hey, like and share. And so I just was blown away. So I wanted to start off with that. But you know, we're continuously, we're not giving up yet. We're going to continuously keep going. Our goal, we did surpass 17,000 on Facebook. Our goal is to at least get to 5,000 on Instagram. And it's a little bit trickier when it comes to follows, but I'll keep in mind saying that, hey, please follow us on social media, all of our accounts, and just please keep promoting it. You're good. Okay, I'm sorry. Go back to the first page. I apologize. So it looks like I deleted, but I want to also say thank you to our sponsors because our Halloween Howl was possible because of our sponsorships, we did have San Antonio Federal Credit Union as the title sponsor and Baduco as the stage sponsor, which allowed us to go out and get some entertainment, which kept the event live throughout. We one of the most things I'm proud of, on top of everything else, was when we finally, the speakers were working for the second half. If you were there the first half, we were still working on them, but they worked for the second half. They actually sounded amazing. We had a great sound guy, and again, thanks to our sponsors, we were able to get some entertainment that really kept the crowd into it and going. There's a lot of other sponsors that are yearly sponsors that we'll put out a thank you post over the next coming days, thanking them as well. But the high school participation, everyone within the city, everyone. I mean, the police department, just everyone was enthused to be there and happy and just grateful. So I think I covered all the sponsors.
I just want to say, I loved having the youth out there and they were engaged. That's a big deal.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
That was the National Honor Society. So the school did
And
send
the
us over
cheerleaders.
30 volunteers, the cheerleaders, also the girls basketball team,
Mhm.
also the junior ROTC. I mean,
Yep.
I can't even stress how many of young people from
Yep.
the school was there.
Don't
And
forget,
yeah, I think we just got to continue that process. I'm sorry.
oh, it was me. Don't forget the theater class for the
The theater.
haunted house.
The theater troupe, yes,
troupe?
yes, the
Yeah.
theater troupe. You're right, I did forget them.
Yeah.
The theater troupe were actors in the haunted house as well. So yes,
They were excited. The only reason I knew is because of the news coming in, Thursday
that's right.
or Friday, and the couple kids that came down were ecstatic to be, one, talk on the news and to be a part of the haunted house.
Correct. And also the FFA who did our hayride. There was just, I mean, again, we used as much relationships as we could. And that kind of helped because those individuals volunteered, brought their parents, brought their families. So, it's just a part of the growth of it. Now, we did reveal something I was trying to say for a surprise, but I think I took out the Halloween Howl flyer instead. So if we can go ahead and go.
The Veterans Day flyer down.
No, but we've already announced the Veterans Day flyer. We're actually announcing this today. So it'll go out on social media tomorrow. We're going to do a really nice reveal, but Baduco will be our sponsor for the Festival of Lights event. We do have AD Morgan as a sponsor of the Veterans Day Parade, but that's already been revealed. So I wanted to save this and announce it today at the council, at the CRA meeting, but we will also be announcing on social media tomorrow. And we're extremely excited about having them. And yeah, you guys are getting to see it first, and everyone will get to see it tomorrow on social media.
So do I have to beg to have the little cakes again? Or are they gonna?
Well, you won't have to beg me,
Uh-huh.
but I'm sure that
We'll
we
see them
can.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm sure that there'll be a time to request what you would like.
ask.
And also the theme of this year's parade is Christmas in Toyland. So
Yes.
I think we're going to have some just incredible floats that are geared around that theme, because just since this weekend, which is just Saturday, my mind is kind of wrapped around this weekend, but we've had 40 people sign up for Festival of Lights already. So it's an amazing amount of attention and commitment already about the Festival of Lights. So I'm expecting a pretty
Is
big
that
parade.
vendors or is it?
It's a mixture.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't divide it up yet. So it's a mixture of vendors, just participants. of everyone.
And float.
Some of them are floats.
Okay.
Yes.
Good, that's great.
So I will point out, remind.
Yeah.
The foundation, Zephyrhills Little League, football, baseball,
Yeah.
that they get a city donation. They need to participate in these parades.
And in regard to that,
And
SVB
events.
was out this weekend. The foundation was out. They set up a booth as well. But yeah, in order to, I don't want to say in order to, but yes, participating will
Increase some
increase.
participation. Yeah.
The SVB had a tent and they set up a little tennis court. And they had a little tennis court set up in the back at at the Clock Plaza.
Oh,
So they were batting the ball around and so.
Yeah, and our board just did an amazing job. I mean, Jody came out and participated. I was going to put your picture up there, but I decided not to. I think that's why I took the picture out. I had both of your pictures up. I'm like, I'm not going to do them like that. But, our board was out there working the haunted house.
Well, and I
We're
just wanted
already,
to point out Amy is here, and Amy and Sherry Freeze, they were selling tickets for the Haunted Theater, and boy, was it busy. And it was, tickets were flying.
I think we're already excited for next year, which is, that's where you want to be. For me to be able to have people that are reaching out saying, hey, how can I help? To plan a year ahead is actually what it takes.
Right.
So I'm excited about just the amount of people that are looking to participate. And I just think we just got to keep going. Veterans Day is next. Christmas tree lighting is after that. And then we're going to knock it out the park with Festival of Lights.
Great.
Well, that's encouraging, well, the participation with different organizations from the high school, because that had kind of been falling off for a few years. But I also think it's important what the city manager said, that those groups need to make sure they're putting some kind of an entity into the parades too. They're going to, it has to go both ways.
Well, as a remembrance, we have to have a certain number of floats to even have a parade. And the board is working on some things about, hey, if you sign up for the Christmas parade, we can include you in some other parades that are coming up in 2026. So just stay tuned. Those things haven't been finalized yet, but there are talks about it. We want to make sure, especially we're the town that has the parades and we're known for that. So we want to make sure we have very strong attended and participating in the parades. Any
Well, your
questions?
entire team did a great job. I thought I'd get there early and it wouldn't be crazy and with the grandkids, and we got there early and it was still crazy, but they had so much fun. And I didn't get to find you. We went, but I knew you
I
were
was hiding
busy.
somewhere right
I
now.
don't blame you. Hide from me. But
found him,
I
or he
did.
found me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I do appreciate everybody's hard work, the board, everybody that volunteered, because it was a huge success again.
I appreciate that. And again, this is a city event, so it's our team, not just ours.
Mr. Commissioner, if I could just say one more thing. And then
Your mic's off.
Oh, sorry. That the intern that works
Mallory.
with our PIO, I walked around and thanked vendors for being there, introduced myself and thanked everyone for being there. And she did the same thing. She walked around when I was at the Rotary booth. She came by and said, do you all need anything? And that is critical to making a fabulous experience for those vendors. They keep coming back every year. So thank her for us.
So Main Street splits Mallory. So she's also an intern for Main Street as well. And yes, that was one of the assignments that she had. And I thought that she did an amazing job. And when I saw the picture with the cheerleaders, she also helped us get the cheerleaders and helped us get the FFA. So she's really growing into the 2 days a week that we have her. She's getting a lot accomplished. And like I said, just looking back at that social media, which is just amazing, she plays a big part in that as well. She does get a lot of credit for that. So yes, I appreciate you noticing that though, and I will definitely share that with her.
Right.
Thank
And
you,
her
guys.
sister's
Thank
going to
you.
be on the youth council. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
And let me just take a second out and follow up with Antoine. It was amazing to see all of the young kids volunteering. But what's really great is Public Works team was out working and they talked to those kids. We want those kids to come back. We want them to be volunteers again and participate in all things in our community. The Public Works team was talking to them and showing them how to do certain things to make it easier for everybody. They were so kind to them and the kids so appreciated it. It was a great thing to watch. Also, our police department, and I sent an email to the chief this morning, I should have copied all of you. Having the kids in the community see police officers in a fun event, at a fun event where it's not, they're not coming to the house to arrest, somebody. It's in a more nurturing environment. We have some pictures that show the police officers with kids crowded around them that I said that I would share with our PIO and with Chief. It was a great event. Halloween Howl and Festival of Lights and all the events that we do, it's more than just the event that night. It is setting up relationships with our city employees. I told Steve Green, this may be the only time or the first time that a city resident interacts with a city employee. We want to make sure that it's a good interaction. So it was a great night for things like that to happen. A great event. Main Street's team did an amazing job, all of the volunteers, and we so appreciate it.
Can I say one more thing? on the police. So someone sent me a picture today of one of the officers holding their grandbaby and said, which officer is this? And I thought that was huge, that, and he had a huge smile on his face along with that baby was just laughing. So to have that is a big deal. So we appreciate that. Not sure I know that you're okay if they're holding them, but they were happy.
Well, and a lot of the police officers are young,
Yes.
so they
He
can,
was.
relate. The kids can relate, the young people can relate to younger officers, and that's a good thing. too.
It's a good thing. It's a very good thing. So
Okay, so your report.
my report, first of all, first thing, the CRA grants, and I've kind of alluded to this over the last couple of meetings. If you look at the agenda over the last year, our CRA grants are not being used. And so I asked some of our residents, some people who had pulled applications but never filled them out, our real estate community, our bankers, and the answer was it's not enough. It's not enough. It's great. Appreciate every bit of it. But in the economy we're in right now, it just, it's still keeping them from doing something. It doesn't help us to keep that money in the bank and not use it. We need to use it, and it needs to be invested back into our community. It is city and county tax money that is being reinvested in our neighborhoods. So staff is recommending or requesting an increase in the commercial, residential, and homeowner incentive grants. The current commercial grant is $20,000. We'd like to increase it to $50,000. They are still matching grants. We're not saying not do matching. They're still matching. Residential, the small residential grant to $5,000 and the homeowner incentive from $5,000 to $10,000. You can drive around the district right now and see for sale signs, and we haven't seen for sale signs in a long time. Yes, it's the economy, but again, our whole purpose, the CRA's whole purpose is to reinvest that money back into the district and get improvement and valuation to these homes and commercial businesses. It doesn't help us if we're not using the money. So Amy Chappell with
South State.
South State, I was about to say South, is here tonight. She asked to come and speak and say a few words about the grants.
Do you still need Amy Chappell, 4206 Coates Road, Zephyrhills, Florida, 33541? Yes. Thank you for giving me a few moments. I have been a staunch supporter of the grant because what we know and what I know after 39 years of doing residential lending in this community in East Pasco always is that homeowners spend the most money on their home the first year they own it. That's when the window treatments are going up. That's when the first furniture is going in. That's when the flooring's being replaced and anything that needs to be done is happening. So that money is critical for those homeowners. And I want you to know that we're not only asking the city to make a commitment. As a local banker, we're also trying to do our share. Now, I can only speak for South State Bank, but we offer a 100% financing, no down payment, no PMI loan if they purchase in a designated area, and our CRA district is in the designated area. So we're also making a commitment as well to these homeowners. Now, by going from 5,000 to 10,000, here's what we can do with that. There are a lot of borrowers, and I start working with them sometimes as early as 3 years before they ever make a purchase. I work with these individuals on creating a budget and how to be a homeowner, how to be successful at it. And a lot of times, the goal is that they finish closing and they don't even need to use the money. Then that money can be a nest egg. But when Gail says it's not enough, what else we're able to do is when a borrower puts 10,000 or more down on a loan they already have, we're able to offer them what's called they have to put a principal reduction down first. Let me say that. Then what we can do is we can do a reamortization of their loan without charging closing costs. That can save the average homeowner right now in today's rate environment, $70 a month. That matters. So when we work with them to file homestead exemption, they put that $10,000 down, then between the two of them, on average, we're looking at about $130 savings a month. It matters. So I would love to see this increase so that we can offer yet one more benefit to those homeowners and also create a thriving CRA district. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Gail, I would just say that, I would support this. Last year, I think we did an increase in the money we give for restaurant
Right.
owners because we found that it wasn't enough to get people in and do some of those costs. So I would support this 100%.
And if if everybody supports it, I'll put it on the agenda next month so that you can actually vote on it. I just was looking for direction from you and let us talk about it and get your opinion of it before I put it on the agenda.
Well, I just had a quick question. So you're talking about raising the facade grants and also the matching down payment grant thing too?
The incentive
The
grants as well.
Incentive,
Mhm.
okay. And
One's
then,
commercial.
right, yeah, well, one's commercial, but
And
the
and the
homeowner thing is what I
residential,
was-
the residential facade grant right now is $2,500. A window, replacing a window is,
$2,500. But so we have a certain pot of money, so obviously first come, first serve
That
is
is
what it's gonna
correct.
be. So, I mean,
And I'll work with Kevin to do some advertising, some promoting of the grants. Oh, let's give that money away. Let's put
well,
it
it
back
kind of makes
into the
sense
community.
because, if somebody's looking to do some improvements and even with our portion helping, they're still they really can't really get anything done. So I get it. I would support it too.
Okay.
So is the 5,000 enough for the facade grant? Does that really,
The 2,500.
well, it's 25, but she wants to take it up to 5,000.
Mhm.
But if you're going to paint your house or redo the roof or the windows, is 5,000 enough? I'm asking you guys, you're builders.
Well, you can apply
I
for more
painted
than
my house
one
for
grant.
3.
though.
3,000?
You can
Okay.
apply for more than one though. You can apply for both.
Yes,
Well,
you can do
but-
the
but
paint
the fac-
grant and
yeah.
make it 3,000.
Yeah,
So
paint grant. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think painting is probably not, but roofing, for example,
don't
that
do roofs.
$10,000.
Oh, you don't do roofs, that's
Oh, okay. I thought that was protecting
yeah,
the
for some,
structure.
historic preservation does roofs. We don't do roofs because in the 18 months from the time the roof is done, the property appraiser does not increase the value of the home
Okay.
over a roof because it makes it habitable.
Have we used all the money that we appropriated last year?
We didn't use a tenth of it.
We did not.
We
Really?
did not.
Is that just lack of, they didn't know about it?
Like I said, now I will tell you that my biggest customer for the homeowner incentive grant is Amy and South State. She will call and say, what have you got? I mean, is this in the district? Can we do it? Can we use it?
Does that money roll over into
No,
next year,
it
or-
does not.
We budget it every year, but
We
the other
budget it
thing to
every
look
year.
at in terms of this 5,000 to 10,000 is the prices of homes in that area have
Yeah.
gone up huge.
Have
Yeah,
gone
they
up
tripled it.
tremendous.
Yeah,
I'm
they tripled
amazed
it
at what,
About 7
sure,
years.
Too. The biggest issue that we have is, like Gail said, if it's not going to make a dent, it's hard to get these folks to go forward with it. But here's where we're able to make a difference. Now, Jody brought up a roof. Now, the roof does matter. That was excellent because we can actually sell more homes with $10,000 because I have insurance companies that can write a policy for 30 days. And if they can go in that time and pay for the roof, then we can do the loan and they can insure the home. So that's taking homes that ordinarily would not be financeable because they can't get insurance and turning them around and being financeable. And the borrowers have a new roof that they don't have to replace for several years. That's where the difference will be made from going from 5,000 to 10,000. I mean, I really could talk for a while on the differences we could make, but these are the big ones. And the ones that are needed to, again, invest in our CRA district, so.
Do I see a consensus?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, can I just add, and I just want to get this straight. We give an incentive grant to somebody who wants to move in there 10,000 or 5,000 now, right? So, and I know we have it where it's a lien on their property, but they basically get 5,000 towards whatever.
No, it's after closing.
After closing, okay.
Because
Okay.
it's not down payment assistance.
So once it's closed, it's like a check you get,
That's
can
right.
to do improvements or whatever on their home. And we want to go to 10,000. And I agree with you because some deals, the 4-point doesn't pass because you don't have the right roof. So they've got to have some mechanism to get the roof done, either have a roofer that might be willing to work with them on it, or they've got to come up with the cash. But if we know on the backside they're going to get the 10, then that makes it a little bit easier, the deal to
And then
strike.
it meets the CRA requirements because we want to make sure that they are financially able to close the house because this is not down payment assistance. But if they do that and need a new roof, then, this will help them with that. Once they qualify and it's in the CRA and they do their homestead exemption, the whole thing is we have 5 years that we have a lien on that property. We have 5 years for them to fall in love and want that home to be their forever home. So
And they stay in the home for 5 years.
yes,
Minimum.
yes.
And I think, there's a proration if they were to move early, isn't there?
If they move early, they have to pay all of it back.
Oh, really?
There's no
Oh,
proration at
There is
all.
no proration, okay. And then on the facade, remind me, it's windows? paint,
Doors, anything on the
Windows, doors,
exterior.
paint? Landscape or no landscape?
No landscape.
Okay.
No landscape.
Sidewalk or driveway or?
Nope. It's attached to the house.
Repair
Now,
the
if you would
of a
like to
porch,
look
for
at
example.
that, we can look at it. You want to do a driveway or?
Yeah, and I'm just trying to get an idea on everything that encompasses. Exterior light fixture?
Yes,
Okay.
as long as it's attached to the house and we've even had, if I can see you have a window unit and I can see that window unit and you want to do AC system, HVAC system, we'll let you do that as well.
So really, it's terrible. I've sat through these meetings. I don't know what it covers.
Yeah.
So education of these people is probably what we need to work on.
And there's
too.
probably 10 or 12 realtors who take advantage of this program.
That's right. Yes, and somehow I have to reach out and get them to understand there's not strings attached to it. We want you to improve your home so that it's
Worth more.
it's more valuable.
Well, Lance, do you real estate, you used to have that East Pasco real estate, do they meet? Do they do, it would be good to.
And that's what we need to do. We need to get them together.
Well, we've done
The
that.
easiest,
And
just,
I've done it.
and keep pounding
Yes.
on them,
Unfortunately, the battle that Gail is fighting is there's no skin in the game for them because they don't need it for down payment. And unfortunately, a lot of them, once you get past the closing table, they don't go any further with it. Truthfully, I think that time would be better spent getting to the lenders to use that as a reason for that borrower to come to them. I know I use it.
Yeah. And title
Even
companies,
insurance, even
because if they
insurance
don't-
companies.
if they're
Insurance
paying
companies.
cash, yeah.
Gail, didn't we, I know it's been a couple of years ago, but you held a meeting here with the realtors to talk about all the incentives.
Yes, but
Granted, that was
Lance,
2
right,
years
we have to
ago.
do it over
maybe it's, yeah.
You
And
do.
If you feed them, you can usually get them there. But lenders should be there too, you know.
Absolutely.
It could be the
The
same thing.
lenders, and that just strengthens our relationship. And one other thing I want to mention too, if we go to $10,000, we put a new roof on, we're significantly decreasing their insurance outpay annually. So that's something else to remember as well. But you're right, we need to go to the non-traditional lead sources that you think about, the people that are in it after the fact, even the insurance companies. Lowe's, Home Depot, get out to those people. Hey, did you know? That's where we need to go.
No,
We need to
you're
put the word everywhere.
And just one other thing, in the historic district, the historic preservation, they're going to say, you can't do an asphalt shingle roof. You have to do a metal roof. Well, that $10,000 can pay for half of that in a little historic home. Yeah.
Plus, we can stack the grants. HPB's grants and the CRA grants will stack.
Mhm.
So, all right, then I'm going to bring it back to you next month and and we'll have the new grants available with the new dates so you can vote
Okay.
on it.
And remember, we're not meeting the 24th, so you
That's
need to
correct.
bring it to us the 17th. We'll have a CRA meeting and then the workshop.
We'll have, the CRA meetings are planned to be the 10th and the 8th. So November 10th and November 8th. We'll just do them the first meeting of each month,
Okay.
opposed to the second meetings.
Because of
Right.
the holidays.
That works.
Okay. So we've got that done. I just need to bring you up to date and then I'll go through these quickly. 8th Street and Oakside Cemetery, we have taken care of the playground equipment. Playground equipment will be installed starting in December. I think Billy sent you the email from the rep
It's
services.
like the second week of December.
I'm sorry?
Second week of December.
Second week of December. Thank you very much. The signage is on the city council agenda tonight for approval. Zephyr Park construction manager at risk. We met on the 29th of September. We shortlisted the candidates and we have ranked them. That will come back to you at the November 10th meeting.
Okay, I'd like to say something about that. I talked with the city manager about that, and I would like to have a presentation at that meeting. We have one of them is from out of state, and I'd like to get more information. I'd like to see them and hear them. That's a huge project, $20 million.
I think they should be here anyway. Yeah.
So, and then from what, he said that, I think we should
Okay,
delve into it further or
Okay.
deeper.
we'll let purchasing know. The next thing, Washington palm trees on 5th. We talked about it last month. They've grown too high. They're dropping material. It looks bad. We got 3 quotes. The lowest quote that we wanted to go in, he's not registered in the city. So we're going through the process of getting him registered. Once we get that, we'll set a date and get those trees down. Did you clear your throat? Oh, okay.
They come in within budget?
We were surprised at the cost of it. We're very happy. We're very happy. Staff is working with utilities right now to identify street locations within the district for our tree planting program. Planning is working on the tree planting ordinance. So we're kind of working hand in hand on that. The Clock Plaza Rehab Project. We talked about it a couple of months ago. You gave me some input on what you would like to see at Clock Plaza. Can you put that up for me? We've come up with a master plan for the plaza. At the top of the page, or I guess at the bottom of it, we're going to use the existing bathroom building. We'll put a stage in front of it. There'll be a wall behind the stage that covers up the bathroom that we will use as a projection area, movies, lighting, artificial turf in the middle so that it's not, everything isn't concrete and asphalt. The lines that you see going across it are lights string lights. There'll be a raised seat wall with a fountain on the back side of it because we are the city of water and we do want you to jump right in. We will replace the trees that are existing out there right now. There's no other way to do it. And I do want to mention that the bricks that are out there will be saved and we will put them in front of the fountain so that they will have a place of honor on the square. The clock is the little white dot that you see next to the stage. On the side where the building is, on my right side, it will be a public art wall so that we can have a constant rotation of public art in the square. Lights in the trees. And again, it is that connection to 8th that we're going to start across to 5th. It's all trying to connect those pieces and get people to move around the downtown district. So this is kind of the start of the plan. And if you have any questions, any input, I will send these out to you so you can look at them and give you a chance to spend some more time. Can you go to the next one?
Yeah, we were going to talk about those 2 trees we talked about last week or no?
Oh,
The
yeah.
purple trees.
Billy would, staff would like to see those 2 trees.
The
trees or
4,
the-
no,
that are in the
clumps
middle?
of 4.
Okay.
Come out to give some more room on the square. I've asked for them to show us a 3D model of how those trees will look. Because when you look at that, you're looking at the canopy, you're looking down. I think we can make those trees not so, wasn't it you sent me the picture of a tree that had a 4-inch caliper on it, but had this huge overhang at the top for shade. So
Can I
we're going to
ask
be looking at those.
One question. Why can't we use the trees that are there if we're redoing all of the outside of the bricks and everything? Why?
We don't think they'll survive.
It's too
We
much
just really
disruption
don't
of
think
their
they'll
root
survive.
system.
We are going to have our arborists look at could we remove them? Because the same issue is going to come up again and over, is that the roots are going to continue to want to pop out of the
Springs.
bricks. So the idea is to come up with a solution that with a tree that doesn't have roots that want to pop the bricks, whether it's a cathedral oak. We're going to bring several different tree species back to you.
But, we tell everybody who redevelop, save the trees.
Yes.
And then we're going to just rip ours out. I mean,
I'm trying to save them. We are going to try
if you
and
just
save them.
if you don't put as many in, maybe you can use the ones on the outside.
So what staff will commit to is we'll work with an arborist. I don't disagree with you, but we'll look
Yeah, I
at to
don't
see
disagree.
if they can be saved here or be relocated to another location.
All right. All right.
We do want to save them. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And maybe we can do the ones in the corners and save those.
What type of trees are those?
They're just a green blob. We don't have anything.
They're
ones
live
that are out
oaks.
there now.
They're live
Live
oaks.
Yeah, what's out there now is live
Which-
oaks. I'm
But
sorry.
they only have a lifespan of about 60 years, so.
And their roots don't go deep.
Right.
We've got
And,
some 100 years old on our property, the live oaks. Man,
The
they're-
live
they're-
oaks?
Yeah, man, they're good trees.
Well,
Yeah.
Those are only
Not
30
live
years
oaks. I
old.
was thinking the water oaks.
You think
the
those-
laurel oaks.
Yeah,
That's-
I
you're
know
thinking
they
of
are.
laurel or
They're
water.
30 years
That's what I
old,
meant.
right?
Yeah,
So
live oaks we wanna
we'll
save.
continue to work on
All right, yeah, I'd
the
like to
trees.
see the report
Um,
too. And even if you go with what staff wanted and not do 4 trees, just do 2, maybe you have a better chance of saving some. And all right, you'll come. back.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Um,
What are the purple trees? Or is that just?
flowering trees, I guess.
That's the uplighting.
Thank you, sir. Veterans Park Plan, we had the DAR ask us to come up with a master plan for Veterans Park because of the celebration next year. They were also had applied for a grant They did not receive the grant, but we're moving on with the master plan. We have a crude concept that we're working on right now. We'll probably have it ready for you at your next meeting, so we can talk about that. The downtown sound, and this is something I need input from. So the speakers that are out there now, the system that is out on 5th and down 8th and 6th and in the courtyard is 8 years old. We are having problems with it. The company that installed it is no longer in business. It's a great thing when it works. It was wonderful when we got it working the second half of Halloween Howl, but it's not reliable and we're not able to use it on 8th or in the courtyard. So Barry Lilly, who is our new IT person, has been wonderful help through all of this. He has done research, found a company that does it, likes their system, thinks that, you know, we can use the most of what we can with what we have and just add to it, or that they're compatible. So we are working on that. We were, if you are amenable to us looking at replacing the system, the sound system downtown, I have no idea total of dollar amount. It won't be in this year's budget. It'll be in next year's budget. So we are working on it.
It can't have downtown events without a decent sound system.
And the idea, Barry worked with the engineer of this company. What I love about this idea is you can have speakers. We could be doing a movie in Clock Plaza. We could have sound on Fifth Avenue, this side, that side. We could have a concert going on here. We can zone them so that we can do 3 events at the same time. That's wonderful. And that is we'll bring more information on that with you, back to you as well.
All right,
And that
thank
is my report.
Thank you
Can
very much.
can I ask one quick question? With the Veterans Park and the DAR weren't able to get that, are we able to look at doing something like what they are
Yes.
asking for?
Yes.
Okay, because
That's exactly what we're
Okay.
using their plan
good.
and trying
Okay.
to do as much of it as we possibly can.
How much was that grant they were going for? How much?
$100,000.
Yeah.
And
And they
that
didn't
would,
have they didn't have a shovel-ready presentation, where now they will. So
but
maybe-
they also, wasn't that partly on how to properly dispose of flags?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right, then we can work on that too. Anyway.
We'll bring back a better plan for you next time.
Okay, thank
Okay?
you. All
That's all
right,
I had.
and then the last thing on the agenda is citizen comments. Is there anybody signed up, Cardo?
No, I have no one signed up.
I
there
think
anyone who-
Dr. Stovall is raising his hand.
For the CRA?
So Randy Stovall with the Chamber of Commerce. So my question is about the plan for Clock Plaza. I think it looks beautiful. I'm concerned about the raised seating and fountain between the sidewalk and the stage. Because when we have big events there, people sit on the sidewalk and in the street to see the stage, and just so that's not so tall that it would block out people's view.
Yep.
That's my issue.
So not to cut you off, but Gail and I had that exact conversation Thursday or Friday. And exactly what you said. We're going to talk with the architects
you know.
about keeping it low enough so you
Thank
have
you.
that line of sight.
Yeah, because we got to be able to seat
All
200
right,
people
thank you.
there.
Anyone else? Okay, if not, meeting's adjourned, and we'll take 5 minutes for the city council meeting to start.
Thank you.
This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Monday, October 27th, 2025, 6 PM or 6:10 regular meeting. And if you could all silence your cell phones, that would be great. And could we have the roll call, Latanya?
Yes, Mr. President. Lance Smith. Here. Jody Wilkerson. Steven Spina.
Here.
Kenneth Burgess.
Here.
Charles Proctor,
Here.
Mayor Munson,
Here.
William Poe,
He's here.
Matthew Maggard.
Here. On the Councilwoman Wilkerson's here. I think she stepped out.
All righty. Moving forward, we have Miss Jackie to do the prayer for us tonight. And we'll stand and do the pledge.
Press it out. There you go.
I'm doing the pledge. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, everybody, let's pray together here. Father God, we just come in your presence this evening. We thank you for this atmosphere. We thank you for those that are here in this meeting, this council meeting. We ask that you will guide and lead and instruct all our councilmen and women in the decisions that they're going to be making this evening. We ask that you will give them knowledge, wisdom, understanding, clarity of what is being spoken, God, and that they will be sensitive to your hearing. Oh God, we pray, God, that their ears are open, their hearts are open, their minds are clear, and that every person that steps to this mic, Father, that they have clarity and precisiveness on what they're speaking and what is needed for this meeting. God, we know that you're the orchestrator of every life-giving being, and we know that your wisdom and your knowledge and your understanding brings clarity to all mankind. So in this, Lord God, we give you praise for what you're about to do in this meeting. We thank you for every person here. We thank you for clarity here. We thank you for understanding here. In the mighty and matchless name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Great prayer. And is there anyone signed up for citizens' comments?
Mr. President, I don't have anyone signed up.
Is there anyone that would like to speak to the council on something that's not on the agenda tonight? Seeing none, we'll move forward. Mayor.
Thank you. I've asked some of our youth council to come tonight to talk about their community project that they have chosen for this school year. So we want to have them come up front. Come on, guys. And we have a couple new members. We actually have about 4 new members. You can come on too. Right up here. So we'll introduce the new ones too. Okay, I'll let you do that. Nakoa, you want to?
Well, hello.
Pull that down just a little bit.
If you'd state your name and address for the record.
Nakoa Riles, 31001 Jacana Drive, Wesley Chapel, Florida. Today we have 2 new members, as Mayor Melanie said, and we're happy to have them. So you guys would like to introduce yourselves? My name is Gianna, and I do wrestling at Zephyrhills High School. I'm a sophomore, and I'm homeschooled.
Exciting.
I used to show pigs for FFA.
It's perfect.
Oh yeah, I used to play softball for 3 years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're excited to have you.
I'm Michael Barnes. I'm 15 years old. I go to the Academy of Spectrum Diversity. Used to play baseball and just want to join to help my community out.
That's wonderful. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
My name is Brody Bishop and I am 17 years old. I am homeschooled and in the 11th grade. The reason why I wanted to join was to make this community a better place and to contribute to this community. Thank you for having us.
Oh, that's up to you. They know you.
Hi, my name's Haley Dester. I'm a 15-year-old student at the Academy of Spectrum Diversity. I also am a dual enrollment student at PHSC. I also joined to help make the community a better place, and I hope to do that throughout my time with the council.
And your or your school president,
I
right?
was last year, yes.
Yes, yes.
Well, that was great.
So today we are presenting our second project actually, and we came across this project. Actually, thank you. We kept circling across the CHIPS program because each member of us kept mentioning the homeless and the whole crisis right now with people having issues finding access to resources throughout the community. And one of the things for CHIPS that Miss Kathy mentioned at our last meeting was not only they help within the city of Zephyrhills, but also with people throughout East Pasco as well. They are growing. A bit nervous.
You're doing fine.
So we approved at our last meeting on doing this project, and we partnered up with Meals on Wheels and Bars, Propane, Gas, and AC, who are providing the barbecue and the dinner. So
Where can we pick these dinners up?
it's a drive-through, so you can pick them up at Meals on Wheels location.
Right here on 8th Street?
Mm-hmm. And you can either scan the QR code on the flyers, or if you find one of us individually, we can give you a ticket and we can register that in. And then all you would have to do for the tickets is go up and see one of us on the 20th, and we'll give you your food.
Sounds like great.
And then you presented us with an opportunity for sponsorship or just the individual meal? We can do
Yes.
both. Okay, great.
But we also have a deal for 4
I see that.
plates for 50.
All right. Okay, thank you.
So we were trying to make it so families could buy a family meal for sure. And at this point, we have 4 sponsors that have come on board, and we're excited to have some more sponsors come on board. This is, I'm going to tell you, when they went around the room and they talked about what they wanted to do, and they kept going back to, they wanted to help the homeless. They wanted to find out how many homeless and that are youth. And Miss Kathy brought them that knowledge of how many they've helped. And it touched my heart that at this age, they are going outside of themselves and thinking how to give a hand up in our community. So I'm very proud of them.
Yeah, thank you.
So, as Nakoa said, we are having the drive-through at Meals on Wheels. That's on, where is it at? 15th Ave. While we're still working on getting some sponsors and stuff, like I'm currently reaching out to Walmart to see if they'd be willing to sponsor. They have their great community outreach program. I believe their commitment to the community service and local outreach would align perfectly with our goals for this project. By partnering with Walmart, I hope to expand our impact and reach to more people through the proceeds of this fundraiser. Sponsorship would not only help cover the cost of the foods for this event, but also help give more funds to CHIPS, which provides essential support and intervention services throughout Zephyrhills. This project will show the dedication to service, compassion, and community leadership that the Youth Council is hoping to provide. We've inspired to create real change by ensuring that fewer people in our community go without a meal.
Thank you. Does anybody want to say anything else? You okay? Thank you.
Oh, sorry. You can go.
Yeah, and let me just say this, our company, my brother's company, is providing all the food, so that will not be cost at all. So every bit of the sponsorship money goes straight to CHIPS. Nothing is going to be used for cost. Meals on Wheels is going to help with the sides, and we've got a team coming to help cook the food. So just so the sponsors know that 100% will go to CHIPS.
And who do we write the check to?
So if you want to write a check, write it to CHIPS Inc. and then bring it to me, because we're going to present them all at the same time.
And I
You
mean,
mean it's a sponsorship, they write the
They
check?
can if they want to do it as a check, or they can scan it and pay online with a QR code.
That's
is
chips with a Z.
CHIPS Z. Yes, CHIPS Z. It's on there. It's on your flyer. Mm-hmm. Yep.
it is a good tax deduction. So
It can be. You'd have to talk to your accountant. And they have set a goal of,
$4,000. And we just received, I forgot how much was it this morning?
today we got, uh-huh, yep,
So, yeah.
How much?
this,
How much?
mhm.
Yeah.
That's great. It's a good
This-
start.
We just got a microtel in Suits, and
Suites?
we have Rick's Cafe and Bingham Realty. I think that's it.
And we have one anonymous donor that donated
Yes.
250, and they want the tickets to go to the police department for your team to be able to be fed. So, so far we have those sponsors, and we're excited to get more. So, and they are going to businesses and trying to sell the business to buy a ticket for all their employees, so they can, give a meal to them.
Plus, it's the Friday before Thanksgiving break. Who really wants to cook? So,
The Thursday before.
or yeah, Thursday.
Yeah.
But
Do you want?
that's it. Any
We want you
questions?
on our sales team, okay?
She's amazing.
All
She
right.
pushes everybody. I love it. Chief would like to say something too.
Derek Brewer, Police Chief, City of Zephyrhills. As founder and board president, certainly want to thank this group for what they're doing for CHIPS. Certainly it's important to me. But I will tell you, when we started this, this is exactly the type of movement and passion that we were trying to get out of the community and people that live in this community. And we're just very thankful for people like the Mayor's Youth Council to be able to show how passionate they are about other people. And I think that's important.
Thank you. Thank you. Can I just say we're thankful for you and people like you who founded this organization and work with the community to provide all this too. So thank you.
Thank you.
For me, it's really great. It's really great to see young people stepping up and wanting to do good in our community, because we do live in a great city, and it's really, to me, it's a great thing to see the youth coming in. You're the future. You'll all be sitting up here soon one day. So I'm glad to see it.
I'm very proud of them, and they're working hard, and they're going to continue to work hard. And I think this is going to be a huge success, and really get the word out of how our community can help. Everybody keeps saying we want to help the homeless, and how are we helping the homeless? This is how we're helping them. So we need that word to get out there. So thank you.
And you do a good job with the mayor's council and you've brought it back to life. So.
Thank you. Thank you. I love them. We have a good time. So appreciate you. And is there any other questions anybody has for them? Yes, sir. Right now we have, I think like 1,200.
And all the meals that go along with it, you can swear or eat them.
Don't make me cry.
Do you have
Don't
a-
make me cry.
Do you have a business
cried.
card that you can give Melanie or one of the kids so that this is from, okay.
Wow.
That's
See,
very kind.
this is the impact that you guys will have on communities. And you know how I feel about the service you're giving. So thank you. Thank you,
And
John.
this is Wharton Smith Construction. They do work in the city for us.
You did such a great presentation. You touched it.
I told you.
It's a great thing.
Thank you.
Thank you,
very
guys.
much. We should adjourn while we're ahead.
I think the one thing I forgot to say is when we met with Miss Kathy, she explained the difference of their grants. The grants are encumbered. In other words, they have to be spent a certain way. This will enable her to be able to do the things that they need to do. So like immediately get somebody off the street and in a hotel and somebody really where they need to be. And so we're not putting any guidelines on the money. We're letting them choose how that it's going to be best spent. So
And Miss Kathy is Kathy McKenzie, who is our social worker for CHIPS and the police department.
thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You
I believe we're doing the ZEDC quarterly report. I believe we're doing the ZED quarterly report. Mr. Stovall?
Doctor.
You know, I like being up first. I don't know that I want to be behind them. It's just,
It's a hard act to follow.
what a great evening. So Randy Stovall, and I'm chairman of our Zephyrhills Economic Development Coalition. And, you know, in thinking about what to tell you tonight, we have some things we're going to show you. And so you just don't have to listen to me the whole time. But I'd like to tell you just a few things before we bring up the webpage. So we've been working at the chamber. The big work project this year has been to redo the webpage. And you may recall we had a thing called Clearly Zephyrhills that we created in cooperation with Pasco EDC, I don't know, a long time ago. And it needed to be refreshed. And so in talking about refreshing that as steering committee, the idea that we really could rehouse the ZEDC information in a place that at least some steering committee people convinced us all that probably people who don't know a town at all, they probably do a search for Chamber of Commerce. That's just what they do because every town has one and they know they can find out about the town. So we have, of course, the chamber, East Pasco Chamber is new and it had to have a new webpage as well. And so Vicki, who is our primary staff person for ZEDC, rolled right out of doing the regular new East Pasco website and rehashing, recreating a new ZEDC website that I want to show you in a minute. Before we get to that, I'll just say a couple of things about what has been going on the last quarter. We did have a presentation at stakeholders meeting from the Bay Area Manufacturing Association, which as you can imagine, they're getting excited about us because we are a manufacturing place, certainly with the new companies that are coming here, and it excited them. They want to be part of us. So I think that was a really good meeting. Our next stakeholders meeting, we're going to bring in the consultant from the county, and the topic's going to be transportation safety. And the county is doing a new comprehensive safety plan. And so they're really be finished with it this spring, but they're pretty far along. So the consultant will share, and I'll report on that at the next quarter. Then the other thing I just wanted to say before we bring up the webpage is Vicki kind of represents things that are important to us in ZEDC. And currently she's serving with the Pasco EDC's micro loan program, which is a program that gives startup money to people. And so I'm glad that she's there. She gets to think about East Pasco when people come and talk about, hey, you could come here and do your thing. So that's really good for us. Now, if you want to bring up the webpage, Ricardo. So this is the opening webpage for our East Pasco Chamber of Commerce. And so, I invite you to explore any part of it you want. I will tell you on the front page, you see a skydiver. So certainly a major part of our whole East Pasco Chamber is ZEDC and Zephyrhills. If you click on the business section, then you'll see there's a place called Zephyrhills Economic Development Coalition at the bottom, and he's going to open that for you. And so we have now a landing page, and you'll notice kind of on the upper right there, or in the picture where the airplane is, there is our new logo. That's Zephyrhills Economic Development Coalition. Doesn't show up too well in the color here, but it looks really great on the screen. And come on down. We'll continue to look. Stop right there. We're going to come back and look at each of those submenus in just a moment. I just want to give you the highlights of the web page, and then we'll come back and see what's in them. So keep coming down. We talk a little bit about what we do, what is EDC about, what are some issues with the city. Keep coming. Then we have information here about the Economic Summit. We have it in another place too. I'm going to come back and talk to you about it. And as you know, Economic Summit is that annual kind of business state of business for our city that we do here in this room. So I want to talk about that a little bit more in detail. Keep coming down. We have had over the years with CEDC a number of research projects that we've done. And so we have these publications that tell about our city. Keep coming down. And we have produced in some of our research projects some really detailed survey information about businesses, different segments of our business community. And so all those reports are here for somebody who wants to know about them. Keep coming on down. And then we have just some of the news things that are in the national media talking about the city. So let's go back up to that submenu right there. Let's hit about ZEDC. So we have in this segment, it really just tells all about what the idea of ZEDC is, that people come together for the economic good of our community, and has a list of the steering committee and stakeholders, et cetera. So it tells you who the people are. The steering committee really is city leadership, PEDC, Main Street, and then those of us from the chamber. And then we meet kind of every other month. And in between, the stakeholders group, which is our large community leader group, has their meetings. And that's really our advocacy group. So we try to give them good information about the city in the event you need us to do something, right? Because they may be people that have influence. And if you need a letter written to somebody on behalf of the city, then they would do it. So let's go back up to the next one. And let's look at that one. Economic development strategy. So we have here kind of a listing of what the goals are, of what we try to do, how we try to approach the process. So I think that's, if you scroll on down, you'll see there's a list of the partners, some of the things that are involved that the city does, not for us to take credit, but for us to give information. So people know that the city is a place to invite people to come in and to help them. And it's a place where there are a lot of other organizations that contribute to the city. And hopefully it'll make folks who read this to want to be here, right? That's kind of our goal. So let's go to the next little segment. So in this segment, workforce training is all about education, job skills. And you may recall one of the things we did here a few months ago is we worked with, again, the jobs training people, the what do they call them? I'm going to blank, but we work with the people that do the industrial training. I just can't remember their names.
Career Source? AmSkills?
AmSkills, yeah. And we try to get AmSkills to come here, but we haven't got them yet. So we keep saying that. If you see them, you tell them people here need it too. So this is kind of a list of some of those partners and sort of what the partners do and what they bring to bear. And as you can see, workforce is something that also might involve formal education. So we have a list of higher ed institutions that are here as well. And so it's just a place to tell people, you know what? You don't have to have a college or a technical school domiciled in your town if you have access. It's all about access. And so we have access and the partners here listed. Let's go to the next section. Then we have a little bit about business and talking about the city. And that's really what this is trying to, again, make that point to somebody who reads this, that this is a business friendly community. It's a place where they can be a partner and be successful in their business. So that's really what this section is about. And as you see, there's a major section on healthcare because, as you know, healthcare is a big part of our community, which is important then to make people know healthcare is good here. Again, one of the things people want to know when they look at a community, do you have good healthcare? Do you have good education? And I hopefully we're trying to make that point. Let's go to that next one.
Is this where we would put like the new people coming in like Badugo and MyTech? And is this where you would put that?
I think they would be under the news thing, but
Okay.
we'll put them somewhere for sure because we're going to do a major job fair for them. That's our work project coming
Yeah,
up next year.
I think.
And I'm not sure where she's going to
Yeah.
cover that. We haven't
Yeah.
got there yet.
Yeah,
but-
I just think highlighting the new
And we may do that.
industries coming
Yeah.
in might
In addition,
boost
yeah.
the other industries.
Sure.
Okay.
In addition to the healthcare.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
All
that
right.
does have a category under it. Major area projects under the business.
Okay.
Under business.
Yeah.
So that mentions housing, transportation, industrial freight.
So it could go there.
Business owner,
It could go there. Yeah. We'll
I
find a
don't know
good
if that
spot.
means like, anyway.
Yeah. So let's go to that last one. I want to talk a little bit more about the economic summit that we had in this room last month. And it was a really good event. I've got the agenda. You have a little look at the agenda. I have my cheat sheet agenda here, and I don't want to leave out people. So that event opened with the mayor telling people how happy she was that they were here, and she made sure they got some Zephyrhills logo things. So hopefully they walked away thinking good thoughts about us. Todd did a great job talking about the tree ordinance, the conservation components of the comprehensive plan. The whole theme of this year's economic summit was conservation. So what a fitting way to start with Todd to explain to people what the city is trying to do, kind of what your values are there. We had a great presentation from Amber Smith, who's here with us tonight. And she's always so wonderful to spend her time with us at City Council. But she gave a wonderful presentation about water that stuff I didn't know, and I teach environmental science, right? That was really helpful to help explain to people why, among other things, the hurricanes and the water they brought were so problematic. So she did a great job, great graphics. Then we had county people talking about county issues with conservation. And particularly, I like the Environmental Lands Program. The director of that, Keith Wiley, was able to kind of explain that. And we did point out to him he needs to buy some more in East Pasco because most of them are in Central or West Pasco. And then he did share with us that the county is building 2 really large parks kind of right on our doorstep, one to the south and one a little bit to the west. And those will be great parks, both with all the kind of activities. And if you've been to the Wesley Chapel Regional Park, you see that's filled on the weekends of moms and dads and kids playing games. But the one on Handcart will not only have that, but it'll have a passive. So we'll get to enjoy the environment a little bit. So a great compliment to our community. And then everybody at this seems to be happy when the Commissioner of Agriculture comes. And we were pleased that he could spend some time with us. And I'm not going to try to tell you all the stuff that Wilton said, but it's very interesting. I will tell you one little tidbit that I did incorporate into my classes that I learned from Wilton. And that is rare earth minerals. And you say, what the heck are those? There's about 8 or 10 of these unusually uncommon minerals that are important in computers and phones and laptops. And unfortunately, the U.S. isn't producing any of those right now. We did in the past, but we don't now. They all come from China. And if you're following the news, China said they were going to quit selling them to anybody. So rare earth minerals are a big deal, at least in the political arena today. And here's what the good news that Wilton brought to us. The leftover from the phosphate mine is full of rare earth minerals. What do we have right south of us? A bunch of that leftover stuff. And so Wilton's prediction, whether it comes true or not, is we're going to see this real big industry kind of flare up in our state to produce domestically rare earth minerals, and at the same time deal with the waste product, which is what that leftover from the phosphate mine is. So I hope that comes true. That was kind of a high note leading from our friend, the Commissioner of Agriculture. So what I'd ask you to do is to look at our webpage. If you find things, just like you've been talking about tonight, that you think could be better, let us know. The best way probably to do is to send an email to Vicki, but both of us or either of us. And the goal of a webpage, is to be read. And then the second goal is to give information that's correct. And so we need lots of eyes to be sure we're doing a good job that we hope we do with that. But that's kind of our big work project for the year. And we had a good quarter, I think. All right. Any questions? And Vicki's here if you have questions for her.
I have a couple of questions, if I may. The city contributes funding to the chamber
Yes,
that
sir.
goes towards the Economic Development Coalition.
Yes, sir.
What other funding does that coalition get, if any?
Only the volunteer that the stakeholders give, the time.
Okay. In the chamber budget, is the funding for the ZEDC separate? Okay, because that, I'm on the ad hoc or whatever you call it rep now.
Right.
And really, I think, I'd like to see a separate page that shows the different expenses
She can do that.
broken out so that, in a separate area, so we can see that.
She can do that.
The other thing I was wondering is, I think the web pages look great. I really like the pictures. But I wonder if under, the Zephyrhills Economic Development Coalition is one of the items listed under the top, under business on the top row.
Yes.
I wonder if it could be listed there separately because it's not easily, if you don't know where.
You have to look for it.
You have to look for it, and you may
understand.
not know we even have one if it's
Yeah.
not kind of out there
Right.
more. So I was wondering if that could be one of the top headings
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
That's
just
what I
move-
wondered too.
We could make it work.
A heading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can make that work.
Yep. I thought the
The
same.
good
thing.
news is she's the builder, so she can build it.
Right,
Yeah.
well, I really like
Yeah.
the layout, and I think there's a lot of really good information here.
Good.
I think that, I don't know who took that picture at the airport, but it's great. What's that? Oh, Matt took that. Oh, those are really good. Yeah.
And something I would say, since we're on the webpage again, what I had originally asked Ricardo to do was to click on the community. He doesn't have to do it now, but we have a whole section on educational opportunities that used to be in our clearly Zephyrhills. So we really had education twice. We have the general education under community for people that are just looking to maybe move here. Is this okay for my
Yeah,
kid?
like local.
And then we have the workforce in that section I showed you for the people who want training or hopefully their employee training,
Well, I just wanted to thank Vicki and you guys. This was one of the best summits we've had.
It was great.
I felt like there
Right.
was a lot of great information. I heard really great feedback on it.
Good.
And so
good,
I
good.
wanted you guys to know that it was superb and the room was full. And that's what I wanted. That's what I asked for and we got that. And
Yeah.
and I feel like everybody walked away with more knowledge than they came that day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And hopefully, since it was on conservation, now see, I've since then, a company was in here and they listened to Todd's presentation. They've since called me and said, we're concerned about the tree policy. And I said, well, there you go. At least you were listening, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to direct them to Todd to
Yeah.
talk through that, you know.
Yes,
So
indeed.
that was good that they heard loud and clear that
Right.
we're not letting people take our
That's right.
trees away anymore.
That's right. Well, that's very significant. The only bad thing,
Yeah.
Only we can chop down a tree. That's sad. No.
not in Clock Plaza. So the only bad news is our city manager couldn't be with us this year. He usually has been, but I know he was doing city business in New York for yoga. Hopefully that was successful, but he'll be here next time. Thank you, everybody. Oh, please.
Dr. Stovall, thank you for that presentation. Very useful. One of the things I noticed, because I was actually looking at it on my phone, and the website, clearly zephyrhills.com or .org is no longer active apparently. So
Correct.
anyone who's looking for that really should be able to,
It should roll over to this.
should roll over this, but that's not happening.
The goal is to have that roll over to here if they go there.
Right,
So,
because I think that created a brand, they certainly created a brand, and I think that
right.
some people are knowledgeable
Right.
about it and may have received information that they've held
Right.
on to for a
Sure.
couple of years and then try to reuse it, so that would be good. The
Absolutely.
other thing I noticed is that there's a lot of text, and the text is small, and you're not using all the white space. And I know it's just in the draft form, but I wanted to encourage you to use larger font and
Okay.
you know, use all your white space.
I got
if
you.
can.
Yeah. All right. Good advice.
Anyone else?
Thank you.
Thank you. sir.
Thank you.
Great job. We will move forward to the We'll move forward to the consent agenda items. We have 6 items on the agenda tonight. We can pass them all at once, or we can pull any for discussion. I'll turn it over to the council.
I move we approve all 6 consent agenda items that presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Mr. President, City Manager Poe, I think there was one, I think I had some questions about, were those the items on the consent agenda? It was regarding the signage, I think. Okay.
The signs, yes.
Your mic's off.
So.
Yes, there was a question regarding the location of the signs. And so we do have a plan set that can be copied and given to council. I know that we provided the renderings, but there was a question of the location. It is, but what we did is we took the plan set and we only copied the renderings for each sign and provided those to you. So we can provide, there is I guess like an aerial.
Like a floor plan or
plan.
aerial location map for the signs is all that I had
Yes.
requested.
And we'll provide that to council tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. No, nothing else.
All right, we will move forward to item 2.1. Turn this over to Matt.
Yes, Mr. President, I'll take this. 2.1. It's the second reading of ordinance number 1509-25, ordinance of the City Council of the City of Zephyrhills, Florida, amending section 51.23 of the City Code of Ordinances, repealing and replacing the schedule of rates and charges for the use of or availability for the use of potable water, wastewater, sewer, reclaimed water. And it's effective on or after November 1st of 2025, providing for repeal or severability and an effective date. This is a public hearing.
All right, Ted, did you have something you want to say before I open up the public hearing?
No, you could open up the public hearing and then I'll speak.
I'm going to open up the public hearing. Is there anyone who would like to speak to this item? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and turn it over to Ted.
Ted Beeson, Finance Director for the city. This is a 3% increase in our water and sewer rates. Our budget, we predicated on a 3% increase. The average bill at 4,100 gallons would go up by $2.05. We have $20 million worth of capital projects in this year's budget, in order to get the water and sewer funds, which are very capital intensive. It's to our betterment that we have small increases year by year, rather than coming back to you and asking you for 10 or 12% increases. So that's kind of what we've kind of predicated this all on. We have advertised on the city utility bills leading up to the 2 council meetings where we discussed water rate increases. And we have not had anybody calling, ringing up us on the phone.
Wow, that's good.
Right. So I'll entertain any questions that you might have. I think the ordinance kind of lays it out. But again, 4,100 gallons, our average water bill, $2.05, a 3% increase, pretty modest.
I believe so. Do we have any questions for Ted? If not, I'll turn it over to the council.
I just had one quick comment about, and I understand what you're saying. That's exactly what, we need to do, make sure we don't come with a big increase. But I also want to make sure as moving forward that we don't just set our minds in stone that we're always going to have increases. When we used to have these studies, Zephyrhills was always on the kind of like the lower end of the graph. Now we're on the higher end. And I think sometimes when you just have increases that are going to be ongoing forever, there's no incentive for us to try and save money and some of our projects and stuff. And I think it makes it too easy for us to just kind of like, yeah, we'll just approve it because we're going to get the money. So I think as we move forward, we need to keep that in consideration, but I totally agree with what we're doing tonight. But I just think as we move forward, we need to take that into consideration.
And you have done tremendous cost savings. The city council authorized the city staff to move forward with an information system conversion. And we saved $750,000 a year
Great.
with being able to do that. That's to your bottom line.
Well, and thank you very much. I actually didn't see that in my water bill because I, sometimes, mostly I pay online, so I didn't see that. And I mentioned that to the city manager. Are we doing a rollout? Because it's very important before we just spring an increase on customers that we're talking about why we're raising it. So this has always been in the plan for us to raise the rates, and that it's part of a multi-year plan to ensure that we're staying comparable or providing the level of service that people come to expect, and that costs money. We have inflation every year, but to Councilman Burgess's point, we want to look at that every year if we can.
If there's no more questions, I will entertain a motion. If there's no more questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I'd move approval of this item, and I appreciate us doing this 3% at a time rather than 10 or 12% 3 years from now.
And I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
City managers report.
I'll take this one as business item 3.1. It's first reading of resolution number 862-25, resolution of the City Council of the City of Zephyrhills, Florida, authorizing the City Council of the City of Zephyrhills to participate in a joint meeting of the Municipal Association of Pasco to discuss matters of mutual interest and providing for an effective date.
Mr. President, I move to approve.
I have a motion.
Second.
And a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right, item 3.2, it's that time of year again when we have to think about our appropriations request from the state. Excuse me, I had conversations with Representative Maggard and with Senator Burgess, and this year staff has the recommendation to apply for one appropriation, and that is for the Zephyrhills Municipal Airport for the FBO terminal. It started out as an 8,000 square foot terminal. It has been pared down to about 6,500 square feet. So somewhere between 6,500 and 8,000 square feet with an estimated cost of $6 million. So that's the recommendation to council, is to ask for funding for the airport. If you remember, we've received funding since 2019, and that was for runway 119 extension. We received a second appropriation for the itinerant parking, and most recently, we received our third appropriation for taxiway Foxtrot and 2 box hangars. That appropriation did involve or include the terminal, but because of cost, the terminal was removed from that appropriation requirement. And so we're asking for that again this year. Again, Representative Maggard and Senator Burgess both said that they would sponsor this request.
Great.
Any questions?
Yeah, they didn't think that a drainage project would be a good ask?
So we're doing it, we have a lot of, yes, it could be. As a staff, we're working with FDM and Pasco County through CDBGR for the drainage projects. So we're kind of focused on that. So I don't know. We could do it. I don't know what projects will be approved or not approved through the state. So we already have a couple that are overlapping. So at some point we're going to have to pull or withdraw from one. So we thought this was the cleanest to ask for this one.
It's again, sort of shovel ready. We already have a schematic design. We have, we have an
Correct.
estimated cost and things like that. So it's easier for them to see. And then there's the benefit to the community.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an opportunity for a public-private partnership or any kind of, I don't know, naming rights for a room or anything like that? Have we talked about that at all? Because, there are a lot of people interested in the airport, I know.
So there has been talk around, and I think there is a possibility for a private public partnership with some potential leaseholders that are out there. But we've not gone into very deep conversations about that.
So it exclude us from being able to do that if we want.
No, ma'am, I don't believe so.
Any more questions for Billy?
Do you need a motion?
I just find it, it's okay. I just find it a little unusual that we wouldn't ask for something on drainage. I think we've got some areas we need it. I mean,
Do we have a project that you feel like is developed enough to a point where we could ask for, make a finite ask?
well, I mean, they've got an amount on the Zephyr Creek shed, but I know we're asking for it, but we may not get it. It's what I mean, if you don't ever ask, you'll not get it.
That's true.
Yeah, and I'll say for Zephyr Creek Canal, the idea is that goes into phase 1 is already funded with Pasco County. Phase 2 and 3, both the city and the county have said that that's priority 1 for the Zephyrhills area for the CDBG funds. Last year, we received funding for 9th Street funding, 9th Ave, sorry, thank you, 9th Avenue Pond. So we're working with the state right now to get that contract signed. We just purchased the house on North 16th Street. We have documents in front of FDM, Florida Department of Emergency Management, for Meadowwood and for Henry Drive and for a house on 16th Street right by Alpha Village. And then we fixed lift station 28 that was raised. And we also, Shane, correct me if I'm wrong, we purchased a generator for Meadowwood. That's part of the appropriation. Okay, sorry. So we're addressing most of those. I mean,
Yeah, but do you feel confident we're going to get those funds?
I don't feel confident about any of the funds we're going to get, including the one for the airport.
Yeah, I don't have confidence in that at all. But given what happened last year, if I was sitting up there, I would put a drainage project ahead of a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, so I mean, I just don't want to come down, the end of it and then, hey, we're not getting the money for this because we didn't ask. I'm just, and I had a conversation this morning with Danny a little bit about it. So, and I know I haven't talked to Randy about it, but just because we don't say it tonight doesn't mean we can't still ask.
Correct.
I'm assuming this is just like you're asking us, is this good?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Correct.
So I'd like to explore a little bit more if possibly getting some more money for drainage wherever it may be,
When is the deadline or when do you have to have it in?
November 11th, 14th, like middle of November.
when do you think you'll hear from the county? I mean, I know they did they did that workshop or public meeting at the depot about their CDBG and the funding of all those projects. They said, I think December is when they're going to know.
There's
or-
another workshop. Ricardo, do you know off the top of your head? Do you remember November 21st, I think?
Because they had one in
Yes.
Dade City and then they had one down here.
Correct.
And they talked about the CDBG projects.
Correct. They're having another workshop here in Zephyrhills. They have not pushed it out yet, but they asked to utilize Alice Hall. So they have reserved it. I think it's middle to late November.
Is it the 20th?
For,
Is it a Thursday?
I don't remember. I just,
Do you hear anything or have you gotten any indication from them that any of our projects are in the loop?
No, I've not heard anything. They're going through their process. So they were approved. Their, I guess, plan was approved.
585.
6 million.
6 million.
So their plan was approved and now they're working on their application process. And that's kind of where they are.
Because they told individuals they couldn't apply until December. So.
Correct. Same with us.
Right. So I talked to, they have a new director now over there. So they're behind further than what they thought, but they're going to start with residential. That's going to be the first start. And it sounds like they're not even going to be ready to apply till January with that, pretty much.
I
But-
just have a level of unease with the us receiving county funds.
Yes, I
mean,
agree.
On this side, historically, we have not been.
Right.
Well, let me
been
ask this. Since you bring up a good point, we have projects that we've submitted to the county. Can we double submit and submit a couple of those to the state as well and see which one comes and then you drop one if you get the other? Is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can double submit. I don't think that's an issue.
Because you have that paperwork and all that ready. I mean, it's not like you'd have to go back to the drawing board. You have projects. So if you look at some of the projects you have that, and then you and staff could rank them in importance and submit one or two of those along with this, then you're not really doing a lot of extra work, but you are kind of doubling our chances maybe, or increasing anyway, our chance of getting something if one doesn't come through.
What are the matching? What's the matching commitment?
Whatever we put on it. It's whatever dollar amount we put to it.
Well, I mean, there's no match on this, right?
No.
There should be. I mean, so when we fill out the application, we'll have to determine what our match is.
And that's the thing,
But
is that
we've
if
not.
we get both, then we're committed to that match.
Yeah, but I'm asking you, what would you say in level of importance is more important after going through last year? Drainage or the airport? And I say it's drainage.
Yeah, I would say drainage too. But the question is, are we going to, what is the temperature of the legislature this week? What are
Yeah,
they-
that
what is their-
Yeah, that I can't answer. And I will say, I think we've been
FAA has extra money.
very fortunate with the monies we've received in appropriations. And that was the reason for the one. And from a staff's perspective, we feel that we're going after a couple different avenues on stormwater funding. We're also, I believe it's Thursday, or either tomorrow or Thursday, there's a kickoff meeting with Raf Tillis to start the assessment of the stormwater assessment fee and move that forward. So if everything goes as we think it will, this time next year, we'll have a funding source for stormwater improvements that we then can utilize as matches.
Right, that would be good though, because, the state appropriation.
Yeah, that would be the match, yeah.
Wouldn't be available till July 1st. So it would kind of be I just don't think it hurt. I mean, and you're probably looking at different pots of money. Somebody up there that's going to give you drainage, it's not the same source that's going to give you an airport terminal.
Yeah, it's an economic
So,
driver. That's true.
So I would, if I would recommend or suggest, based on what Lance has brought up, that we look at what we already have ready to go and submit one or two of those.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And just see what happens.
I'd rather hedge because I'm serious. I don't I don't know about that FEMA money. I really have a,
Well, and
have a little heartburn over it.
you bring
us
up a
even
good
getting it.
point. I mean, it's almost like, so far, well, I'm not even going to say it. This year's, been a rebuilding, but, I read the other day somewhere how some people are still aren't in homes because they haven't got the money to do it yet.
Absolutely. There's quite a few
FEMA
people.
has been a total disaster after January. The money just stopped. And I think that it makes sense. I mean, we have to, our job is the infrastructure aspect of it. And
Right.
And I think if you get a chance to go to the Economic Development Summit that they had, apparently is on the website for the chamber there. And Amber did a great presentation on a lot of historical data too. Now, this is not going to be anything specific drainage projects now, but this goes to the national or the federal level with the Army Corps of Engineer. And apparently there was projects that were slated for Pasco County after Hurricane Donna.
Mhm.
And Dr. Mark Bellis actually spoke after her too. And what happened, they predicted exactly how it would go. But the good thing about it is that what they told us was that the Army Corps of Engineers, their stuff may have been on the shelf for 65 years, but it does not go. So in other words, they can just start right up from that. So there are a couple projects has to do with the Hillsborough River, Cypress Creek, with the Coochie that could be a benefit for the overall, but it's certainly not specific to Zephyrhills. But it's a very interesting, I mean, both Amber and Mark Bellis did great presentations, and they were very informative. I think everybody every resident of the city should probably take a look
Listen
at that.
to it. I
Listen
agree.
to it because it's very informative.
I agree.
Yeah, so this past year, we asked for, and now that I'm gonna say it, I don't have it in front of me. We asked for 9th Avenue funding, Meadowwood Loop funding, the airport, and Zephyr Park. We received funding for 9th Avenue and for Zephyr Park. So the Meadowwood Estates stormwater generator, we did not receive, and the terminal, we did not receive.
how much was how much is the Meadowwood Loop project?
150,000, I believe. 100, yeah, right around 150. So that was a generator and I believe to put the two ponds together with equalizing pipe.
Could we ask that again?
We can.
I mean, you got all the stuff teed up already.
We can ask that.
I mean, I would rather give them 3 or 4 things to turn down. Maybe they'll, yeah.
Vote on this, Billy?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll move forward to the mayor's announcements.
I don't really have any. I think I've said everything, but thank you for being kind to the youth council. It's very difficult to stand up here and speak.
Oh, absolutely. They
And,
did an amazing job.
and they're getting much better at it, but thank you for your kindness towards them. And
Thank you
and-
for restarting the whole
Yeah.
organization. I mean,
we,
that started with Billy,
yep,
I mean,
well,
with Danny,
Danny, yeah.
when he was mayor.
Yeah, and we have 4 new members coming on that are going to be top notch. So I think you'll see even more movement with them. So thank you.
City managers announcements.
I'll go quick. Just we've had a lot of industrial interest lately. So we have some requests that have come in that myself and planning are looking at and having meetings with in the upcoming weeks, or I guess week. We'll talk about them when we can. Right now, can't mention them. Well, we don't really know too much about them other than their industry. Myself and Kevin and Todd had a great presentation to a MPA class there at USF. It was supposed to be an hour long, and it turned into 2 hours. It was not Todd's fault. I know that's what you think. But it was not Todd's fault.
You sure?
100% positive. We gave an hour presentation. I say we, the 3 of us. Kevin had about 30 seconds he was allowed to talk. But about an hour presentation, and then there was an hour worth of questions. So interestingly enough, we had an aide from Rep. Steele's office, and he had a lot of questions. He pretty much doged us in the class. So that was interesting, but there were a lot of good questions. And so that was to talk about growth and what was going on in Zephyrhills. And so they are going to, that class is going to work on a survey that we're going to be able to pass out to citizens. And we're hoping that that will be able to tie into the visioning session that we're doing on the 17th and try to get some additional information from our citizens. The 6th Avenue project that we have across the street here, that is still slated to be done by December. We're hoping by the end of November that will be completed based on conversations that we had with the contractor last week. The South Ave is still tracking for mid-December. We did have an issue where we had some junk clay, some gumbo clay that had to be removed and new base put in. So they were doing that last week, but that one is still tracking for a mid-December completion as well. The Dogtown, each of you have your copy. Those were all delivered to the schools. So we'll start to work on pushing that out as well. And we'll get some video of each of you and staff members reading and talking about the book to the kids. So we'll continue to work on that. I know there's been some questions on Abbott Square as well. We're right at the end on this. Beverly Hills Drive has been raised. All the flat work is done. All the irrigation, I believe, is done as well. Sod was supposed to start. I've not been here to verify that. All the curb work has been done. All the striping has been redone. There is one area of asphalt that needs to be completed that was missed. That was a miscommunication. It was marked, but wasn't completed. So I just saw an email while I was in the meeting here that that'll be completed. I believe that's all the items there as well.
Mr. Pope, if I could ask you, so two things. You mentioned one of the things that I saw in an earlier email from Mr. Almeida was the preparation of the asphalt and the paving around some of the gutters, or not the gutters, but the stormwater drains. That, the underlying problem really wasn't resolved, and that they've just kind of patched over it, and then becomes the CDD's problem. And I just wanted to know if anyone from our team had inspected that, or they have photographs, or they're making any effort to address that.
So that they have not pulled out. I think that's a Mr. Almeida assumption. I mean, and I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm not saying he's right. But what they did because there was 2 different locations, and they're around the curb inlets. They went in and cut out, I think, like a 3 foot or 4 foot by 8 foot section and repaved that whole area, recompacted it, repaved it.
Are you looking at?
I'm looking at staff.
Okay.
Just to make sure what I'm saying is correct.
Okay. But has anyone actually laid eyes on it or no?
As far as
like the work that they were doing?
We have not been out there for the inspection. So we rely on their engineer. Right. So I think it's Joe Semino is the engineer, and they give us an engineer's report at the end. What we will do is once the work's complete, we will release the performance bond, and then that kicks in the 12-month maintenance bond. So anything that is defective or needs to be repaired, then we will address it before we release the maintenance bond.
Okay. And then the other thing that was on Mr. Almeida's list and was the question about the resodding of a retention pond that is not really a retention pond. It remains dry most of the time. I think the challenge that he brought up was because they didn't actually sod it and they just let weeds grow in there, that the challenge that he's concerned that the CDD will be responsible for, resodding that so that it doesn't spread, weeds, or maintaining, trying to control weeds.
Yep. So that area was sodded just like a retention pond would be sodded. It was sodded down to its slope, and then it was sodded around the inlet or the control structure. I don't know what the box, the drainage box that's in the middle of that pond, that it was sodded around that. That whole area stabilized. I know he said there was a concern that the weeds are going to grow up into his yard. They have to go up the slope, which is probably 10 feet, and then at the top of Bank is when his yard starts. So I know that the CDD has been mowing and maintaining that for a while now. There was another concern about the 10-foot buffer area. They did go in and bush hog all of that and cut that down. He wants some trees cut out of there. We're not going to require him to cut out trees. I mean, we've had a
If
lot
it's
of
not in the pla-
conversation.
Yeah, if it's not in the plans, we've
Right.
had that discussion, but the portion about reciting the retention pond was in the plans.
Well, so retention ponds, we don't sod the whole bottom. We sod the slopes and they stop at the bottom of the pond.
Is that what the plans say?
I don't know. I have to look at Todd on that one.
No, it's a general note, I think.
Yeah. So it is completely stabilized. I mean, we go out and look at it. To me, it doesn't look any different. Now, I've not gone out and inspected exactly what the weeds look like and how bad they are. But I don't think it looks any different than
I'll
any
probably
other
go out
area.
there next week and just take a look around.
Okay, perfect. And that's all I have. When we leave here, I'm going back to the conference and I'll see you guys on Thursday.
City Attorney. City Council, we'll start with Councilman Smith.
Yeah, and when you said see you on Thursday, is that just you're getting back? We don't have a meeting Thursday. That's all.
Correct, yeah, no,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I was gonna
yeah.
say,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah, no meetings.
Yeah, you scared me a second. We went through a rough time last year with our hurricane. There's some people in Jamaica that are going to get slammed.
Yeah.
So we need to do everything we can, put them in our prayers, but not only that, let's contribute to whatever you can that'll help those people, because that place is going to be devastated. I looked at it earlier today and it's a monster. It reminds me of Andrew is what it reminds me of. So let's keep
And it's moving 2 miles an hour.
and it is supposed to jump 2 to 4 feet of water on those guys. So, I mean, just contribute. Let's do what we can as our little Zephyrhills to help them. So that's it.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mogerson.
I think I thanked everyone in their efforts for this weekend at Main Street, Zephyrhills, and nothing further for me. Thank you.
Councilman Spina.
On Thursday night, the Historic Preservation Board's going to meet, and they have on their agenda a request from Main Street to demolish the Quonset hut at the home theater. And I've had a lot of comments about this and opinions about it since I don't know when. But I did ask if, and I had been told that the demolition was approved by the state architect. I did ask if the state architect came here and looked at it in person, and I was never given an answer. So I would like to know if that occurred. And
So I did try and follow up on your request.
Mic is off.
Sorry. And the response that I got was, the request was made in the packet for the appropriation of funding. We would not have received funding had the state Historic Preservation and Cultural Affairs reviewed it and approved it. I asked, who reviews and approves? And the answer was, if it involved a building, the state architect would have reviewed it before they would have approved the appropriation of $2.5 million.
okay, so they approved it, but we don't know to what extent they reviewed it, I guess. You don't
Yeah.
know if a site visit was made or anything
Yeah,
like that?
I have no idea. I
Okay.
have no idea.
All right, thank you.
Now, have you received the report? I gave it to Will. I didn't know if it's been sent out.
It's in the agenda. I would like a copy of a hard copy of the report. It's
Okay.
pages, in the agenda packet, it's page 22 to 93. So I would like a copy of that if possible. I guess my next question is, this will be reviewed, approved, and then you have to hire someone yet to do the demolition, or?
Yes, Main Street, it's not a city
Right, right.
project. Main Street will hire a contractor to do the demolition based on the plans of the architect and the engineer that we have hired.
Okay, and then are there any plans yet by an architect on what will replace the Quonset hut?
We're working through, Main Street is working through that right now. The grant, as part of the grant, we have certain obligations to meet as part of a cultural arts center. The theater was in the original appropriation request, that there would still be a theater, that there would be meeting spaces, there would be exhibition space. There are a list of things that we have to provide as part of the East Pasco Cultural Arts Center.
And the facade, the plan is for the facade to remain.
That is correct.
It's just the Quonset hut that would come
Right,
down.
the front of the building will remain.
And we also agreed, or it's part of the grant, that we will, there are pictures of the original marquee that was taken down that will be recreated and put on the front of the building.
Okay, and yeah, I saw that you're going to restore stucco and things to the facade, the front of the building, but I don't see any, there's nothing here about the replacement material.
Right,
Or
and,
construction.
we'll have to raise a considerable amount of money more to finish the project up, and that's what the Main Street Board is working on right now.
Okay, so you received Main Street received $6 million.
2.6, 2.5 million.
2.5 million.
Mhm.
What's the expected cost of the entire project?
At this point, I do not know.
Okay.
Until we come up with a site plan or a plan so that the architect can do the numbers. I don't know.
Okay, so the plan includes then from Main Street, then they will demolish the back and it'll be,
Stabilized, the
And then
front will be stabilized while the plans are completed and fundraising is completed to build the building back.
so you're going to demolish the building before you have any idea of how to replace the back.
So I think, isn't there an idea to create a shell? That would be phase two. Would be, so phase one is demolition and restoration or stabilization of the front. Then,
Stabilization.
right. And then the restoration of the marquee, and then the creation of a shell. And then as the money comes in, maybe that's 1 year from now or 2 years really is sort of the target. And then then they would build out the interior and do all the building systems.
And one of the other things is Main Street is trying to get the plans completed so that we have a
shovel ready
plan so that we can go back for appropriations again and get additional funding.
So what is the 2.5 million paying for? The demolition?
Well, it paid to purchase the building. The building was $675,000.
Okay, so you purchase the building and then you have the demolition. And will that 2.5 million pay for the new plans, or?
It will pay for the new plans and it will help us stabilize the building, the front facade of the building.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I just wanted to thank Johnny from Warren Smith there for the great contribution to Mayor's Youth Council there. That's very generous of you guys. And then, even though I don't work at the school anymore, I'm still very involved with the athletics there, and just want to give my usual update about our football team this year. Won their 5th straight district championship. Friday night, they go for the 2nd ever undefeated season, playing a very tough team out of Port Charlotte. So it could go, it's going to be a really tough game for them. And then most likely the following week, there will be a home playoff game, most likely. So I'd like to see if we can get a bunch of people out for that. And on a quick side note, one of our alumni from Zephyrhills on the football team, DJ Pickett, as a lot of everybody knows, goes to LSU now. They recently fired their coach, and I was reading some stuff about LSU and looking for their coach and everything. And their number one priority, though, is to make sure that they don't lose a lot of their players in the transfer portal. And the number one person on there was DJ Pickett that they do not want to lose in the upcoming thing. So I thought that was pretty good for a little Zephyrhills guy. That's all I have.
And I just want to reiterate what Councilman Smith said. We really need to keep the islands in our prayers. We really need to keep the islands in our prayers. I think this storm is going to be one of the biggest ones in a long time. And this poor island is going to get devastated. Not only that, it's going to hit Cuba, and it's still going to be a 3.
Haiti, part of
in Haiti. So anyway, let's just keep them in our prayers and see what we can all do to help. And on that note, I'm going to close the meeting.
Yeah, I was reading about